Okay, so we are looking at investment strategies. So, how are we going to choose investments? Guys, put your iPads below your desk, because I know you guys. Okay, so, guys. All right, yesterday we took a look at how to save money. Now, once you actually save your money, what are you going to do with it? Okay, I make the argument that it would be better to put it in something other than, not all of it, but some of it, better to put it in something other than a bank account. Okay, your savings account does not make a whole lot of interest for you. Okay, here's my, here's the kind of take on what to think about when choosing an investment. So the first thing is that you have to think about the risk-return relationship. So the risk-return relationship is how risk, in other words, i.e., how risky is it I'm not going to get my money back, okay? Or am I guaranteed to get my money back, versus the return. How much am I going to get in interest from investing in something? So first thing that you have to think about is, can you afford a situation where this outcome is not certain? So when you are looking at your savings, and I said that I wouldn't suggest maybe investing all of your money, but maybe some of your money, okay? So is this money that's just kind of fun money, and it's play around money, and it's okay if you don't get all of your money back? Or is this money that you are desperately depending upon, and you need to make sure that you get all of your money back? Okay? I used to teach with a teacher, an English teacher actually, who, when her sons, she had two sons, when they were even in high school, I think even before that, her and her husband would give her two kids cash for, I think, Christmas. And they would teach them about investing, and they actually had them go and buy stocks with that money. Okay? They got to choose what stocks they were actually going to buy, and one of them was very safe and chose a bunch of stocks that were very safe, and they slowly increased over time. Okay? The other one was much more of a risk taker. He bought one stock, because partly because it was so dang expensive, but he bought one stock because he was much more of a risk taker. You have to know what you can afford and what you feel comfortable with. Okay? What you also have to keep in mind is that when you have risk, okay, when you have high risk, what happens to your potential return? The higher the risk, what happens to your return? Is it going to be higher or lower? Higher. The bigger the risk, the bigger the potential return. I emphasize the potential part. Okay? And vice versa. Your savings account. Is your savings account very risky? No. No. We already talked about this. You are guaranteed that your money will always be there. Oh, yeah. Right? Insured by the FDIC. So it's very low risk. So we already talked about what's the interest rate on your savings account. Yeah, less than 1%. It's very low return. Okay? However, stocks, guys, stocks are, as a whole, a fairly risky investment. Now, there are some stocks that are safer than others, okay? But generally speaking, stocks as a whole are higher risk. So therefore, you have a higher potential for return. So you could make a lot of money, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. So you have to play at your own risk. What are you willing to accept? Okay? A good financial planner will actually go through that with you and talk with you about what are you willing to accept. My husband and I, every time we meet with our financial planner, like every, I think, 3 years or so, he has us take a risk assessment survey. So assessing where we are as far as how much risk do we want in our investments. Okay? That's a good thing to consider, because if you are not willing to take the risk, then you need to be in some safer investments. Okay, I do have this to show you. You don't have to obviously write anything down. What I wanted to show you with this is the Callan periodic table of investment returns. What this is that this company, Callan, rated all of the different categories of investments over the course of 20 years. So this chart starts with 94 and goes to 2013. Okay? Each box, each colored box is a different category of investments. Okay? Now, the reason I'm showing you this is that, okay, there is an association with risk and return. So, for example, okay, in 94, the top category made 7%. Okay? 95, the top category made 38%. Okay? But if you kind of look at, I know it's blurry and you can't read the percentages or even the names of the categories, but I want you to pay attention to just the colors. Okay? Pay attention to the colors. For example, I picked out green. Can you see my line? My black line? Okay? I picked out the dark green category. Look at how much it fluctuates over the course of 20 years. Okay? It started off very high, it dropped down very low, kind of middle, and it kind of fluctuates over time. The other thing is take a look at this. The best investment category in 2013, okay, was at the bottom for 2012. It fluctuates over time. Okay? As long as you can handle the fluctuations, okay, you'll be fine. You gotta ride the wave. And to be honest, it's one of those things where you all have time. You have time to wait for this. Okay? Because you put your investments in now, you put your money in now. If you are looking for this money for example, for you to buy a house, you're not going to buy a house tomorrow. So you can wait for the... we just talked about the risk-return relationship. One of the other things that you have to consider when choosing an investment is what your objective is. What are you actually saving for?
Money.
Okay, what are you investing for?
Money.
Not really an objective. For example, okay, if you are saving for the distant future, you guys, okay, distant future for you guys, we're talking about buying a house, being able to pay for retirement, those kinds of things. You don't want to generate current income. Why? If it's for a distant future, so saving for retirement, saving for buying a house, why don't you want current income? What are you likely to do if you generate current income?
Spend it.
Spend it. Okay? You want something that will sit there and it accumulate like a snowball. Okay? It's just going to pack on to great big balls. Right? So, this one says, this one is talking about a retirement. Guys. Says I had to make some adjustments to, so your new retirement date is 2065. Okay? This is the retirement planning. If you don't start saving now, okay, you'll be worse off then. By the way, they're estimating how much do you need for retirement? How much money do you think?
$10 billion.
Like $2 nice.
$2 million.
$1 million. You need $1 million to retire comfortably. $1 million. You need $1 million is the answer. No, I'm saying that's a serious answer. You need $1 million to be able to retire. Okay? Think about this. The problem with retirement is that when you retire, you have no idea how long you're going to live, how much money you're going to need, right? As well as at the end of your life, that's when you encounter all of your health problems in the first place. Other things. What? Other things. If you're going to save for current expenses, guys. If you're saving for current expenses, so like for example, if you are saving for if your car breaks down, okay? Anybody taking a car to college next year? Yes? Okay. What happens if your car breaks down and you need to take it in for service? Who's paying for that?
My mom.
Will your parents pay for it?
Yeah. Because I'm living at home.
Okay. At some point, your parents are going to cut you off and say, no, pay for it. Okay? Or, for example, next year or the year after, it comes to, guys, or next year, the year after, it comes time for spring break. And you say, everybody is going on spring break. Everybody is going to these awesome places. I'm going to go on spring break. Your parents say, fine, but you pay for it. How are you going to pay for it? Okay? If you have investments, guys, hey, if you have investments that can be easily turned into cash, you can pay for those things. Those are things that are going to not cause a penalty for cashing out early. They don't have like maturity dates. Okay? Those are going to be your mad cash money where, hey, I want to go on spring break. You know what? I have some investments that I can cash in. No problem. I can pay for that. Oh crap, my car needs to be fixed. It's going to cost me $1,000. I don't have that in cash. Wait, I have some investments. I can go and I can sell them off and I can be able to pay for my car. Okay? So you want to keep in mind that which ones do you guys want to have right now? Do you want to save for current expenses or future expenses right now?
Future me will figure out a way to get something.
It's a trick question. You need both. Okay? You need both. By the way, it is never ever too early to save for retirement. Simplicity. Guys, simplicity is the third thing that you need to keep in mind. Keep it simple. Stick with what you know. Okay? We're going to talk about several different types of investments. If there's something in there that you're just like, I don't get it. I don't understand how it works. Great. Don't get it. Don't buy it. Okay? Anybody ever see this guy before?
Yeah.
Anybody know his name? It is Warren Buffett.
Oh, yes.
I was close. I said it was too close. Kind of looks like it's small.
Warren Buffett, guys, Warren Buffett is a guru in the finance industry. Okay, he is seen kind of as this guy that gives great advice about how to invest. You know the basic principle that he lives by? He only invests in companies that he understands. Okay, for example, he's obviously a multi-billionaire. He's like one of the richest men in the world. Okay, one of his good friends is actually, not kidding, Bill Gates. Okay? Billionaires that just hang out together. Okay? One of his good friends is Bill Gates. But Warren Buffett does not understand computers. He does not understand Microsoft as a corporation. He doesn't get it. So, as much as he is friends with Bill Gates and he likes Bill Gates, he has never bought a share in Microsoft's company. Okay? However, there is a story where he supposedly went and took his grandchildren to go and get ice cream. And I don't know why, but he had never been to Dairy Queen before. So he went to Dairy Queen. He's standing in line, right? He's eating his ice cream afterwards. And he's looking around. He's watching all of these people coming in. There's this huge line for Dairy Queen. He's like, you know what? This is a good business model. I get this. So you know what he did? Bought it. The entire company. Okay? His company is Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway actually owns Dairy Queen, along with some other companies in there. You can buy stock in Berkshire Hathaway, however, they are extraordinarily expensive. But living by his principle. By the way, anybody want to guess where he lives? Like city-wise in the United States, where does he live?
Dallas.
Nope. Salt Lake City. Nope.
Houston.
I'll give you a clue. He lives in the Midwest.
Indianapolis.
Cleveland, no.
Detroit.
Des Moines,
Kansas City.
Chicago.
St. Louis.
Omaha.
Omaha.
Omaha, Nebraska.
We went there for robotics 2 years ago.
Yeah, he lives in Omaha, Nebraska. He is called the Oracle of Omaha.
I've heard of him.
Okay? Just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, people say Omaha, what's in Omaha? Warren Buffett is in Omaha. A multi-billionaire lives there. Just saying.
How do you